Hello and welcome everyone. This is not another podcast, but a special episode where we're going to do a quick patch analysis of what is probably the biggest patch we've had in 2 years. And maybe even much longer, because Dota has never been bigger, literally. I don't know if they need to change the logo, but yeah, joining me is Seb. Who better to talk about Dota with? Seb, what's up? How are you doing?
I'm doing awful, man. I'm lost. I'm lost somewhere in the map. I just don't know where I am.
Still looking for your way out.
I'm fine. Hope you're good too. I mean it's massive. This patch is really wild. As you said, I mean I don't think we've had anything even close to that in so long. Like ever. I almost want to say ever, because there's so many things that came at once. It's really crazy.
A lot of new mechanics, buildings, and then obviously the size of the map and all the paths that you now can take. I mean, I don't even know where to begin, because we already had a tournament.
Yeah.
So there's some things to maybe already look at, like smart Dota minds trying to figure it out really quick. But I think it's safe to say that everyone's hella confused, and which is good. I think that's the sign of a good patch, because it's full chaos. Everybody's either just full farming or full fighting because you don't know what else to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's a massive brawl, because you're like, yeah, I might as well just like go cast my spells on somebody.
They're having fun. I want to go there too.
Yeah. I mean, I think a good way to start is just to go through kind of the update page. Like I have it, I have it in front of me, and you know, like I'm looking at the map here, like that they drew. It's pretty well made.
Yeah, so that's the first step. Yeah, the new map.
Yeah,
that's the first thing they're selling to us.
Yeah, the new map with all the objectives. Like you have the. So what do you have? You have the Watchers, I think they're called. You have the Twin Gates. You have the Outposts that are still there. You have the 2 Rosh pits. You have the Tormentors that give the shards or golden XP. Then you have. And then you have the
Lotus
XP
pool.
And the Lotus pool, yeah.
Yes.
Plus the XP. There's like so many new items.
Yeah. So how does it work? The Tormentors are the ones that now give you the XP.
No. So the Tormentors,
that's the shard. Sorry,
yeah.
That's the Wisdom runes.
Yeah, the Wisdom runes. They just pop every 7 minutes. So that's like the new timing. At like minute 7, you have these supports. Like some supports are trying to steal it from the enemy. Sometimes they make it. You know, you have this disruptor, the race starts. He just runs there, the enemy one, and he just glimpses the other 4 that's trying to get it. And then he just dies there, but he got it. I mean, it's a full level, like it's a tome, basically, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember the numbers exactly, but playing it feels like, you know, some level 4 disruptor gets level 5.5.
So almost. I saw the graph. I don't know if I'll find it now, but there's a graph that somebody did. And so from the previous patch, the first tome is more XP, but after that, the Rune of Wisdom is it starts overtaking the XP per minute. So by the second tone, the Wisdom Rune is already more.
Yeah.
Or by the second Wisdom Rune, I don't know the time it spawns, but yeah, by the second old tone, it's more. And then throughout the game, the Wisdom Rune is much more. So you could probably get heroes like quicker to level 20 or 25 talents if you wanted to aim for that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a cool feature. You have to think about it every 7 minutes. The thing, though, is that it's really far from
the action.
Often. So often it feels really weird kind of having to go there, especially when, let's say, you're ahead. So if you have space to go there, right? And the Tormentor is in the same space. So what happens is, like, if you actually have, like, game space to go there, it means you're doing pretty fine, I would say, given the state of the game. And then it feels really awkward having to go back to yours. And sometimes taking theirs is also a little bit risky, because it's, you know, it's a very narrow area. Like it's like a Rosh pit area in a way. Like you can easily get, you know, if you get trapped there or ambushed, it might turn really bad even though you're ahead. Yeah. And going all the way back to your space also is a bit weird, because you relieve all the map pressure. So yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of where they're placed in a way. You know, even though it makes a bit of sense, but
maybe you're even gonna have people enjoy more. I mean, these are all like the early speculations, right? But like the Nature's Prophet teleport support, or like a hero with high movement speed, or even the bounty hunter to, you know, steal the Rune, like you're saying. Disruptor glimpses a guy. Invis Heroes could go there too, so, I guess.
I mean, I want to bounce on this Invis Heroes because you mentioned it, because I'm losing my mind to it. Like,
they reduced the sentries and stuff too, right? Yeah.
The map got 40% bigger, and the sentry game did not get better.
It got worse.
It got worse.
Yes.
It got worse. So Invis Heroes are so hard to deal with right now. They're incredibly hard to deal with. And these bounties and Rickies, and they also got buffed, these heroes.
Yeah, the Ricky shard. Oh my god.
And the bounty hunter now stuns on the Invis.
On the Invis hit.
So the roaming bounty hunter is really deadly. You know, like all these mechanics are really adding up quickly. Like you're playing this poor support and you have these sentries to work with. It's really hard. It's really hard.
I don't want to be at that side, like on the receiving end. I want to be the
hero. +5 bounty, honestly. That's what you want to be. And the map is so big, so you always so the map is really big, and there's many ways to connect now to places, right? Because you have 6 towers to TP to, you have 2 outposts,
and you have twin gates,
plus the twin gates, plus the travels later. But travels are going up in value, so it's very often that there's a travels hero like as first item. So what I mean is, like, when you play versus Invis Heroes, you don't really know if they're here or not, because you just physically can't. There's not enough sentries. It's super scary. Like all of a sudden your farming is like very crippled just because there's an Invis hero in the enemy team. Yeah.
I mean, there are more ward spots, but with added ward spots and less sentries, it also adds a weirder dynamic to the game, because you're not sure that your ward is ever alone there. The enemy could always have one, so you always want to plant a ward plus a sentry, and that means there's so many other wards you cannot cover. Like the sneaky ones become also much harder
to find.
Yeah. So, I mean, while we're recording this, we've already had the Dream League finals be played on the new patch, and we got to see, I think, glimpses of the trends that we're gonna see early. Like you already mentioned, the travels. And we're talking a bit about Invis Heroes. I saw some of the games. Everybody was walking around with 3 dusts. I think people understood no more sentries, boys. Like, you cannot sentry for this guy.
You cannot sentry. Yeah, exactly. You can't sentry. You can't afford to sentry for heroes. You have to dust them. And to be honest, like it's I would say it's quite rare that sentries are better than dust. It's only when the dispel mechanic kind of gets in the game, like when they start getting mantas and lotuses and stuff, then you want sentries. But at that point, you could argue that you might have bought a gem anyways.
Yeah, and the gem has to be so valuable now, like losing it and buying it, like, oh my god.
It's what's it called? Like, it lives up to its name, I guess. Like, it's a gem. It's a true gem.
It's a gem,
you can't lose it. Yeah, it's the real gem now. But then you have the Tormentors. So these, they give... they're hard to take. Early game, you need almost your entire team to go there. Certain heroes are better than others at taking it. Damage reduction or damage block heroes like TA, Ursa, these heroes can take them almost on their own, depending on how many items they have, because obviously the damage
Ursa seems very nice for this reason also.
Yeah, and for the Rosh. Like, Ursa has Rosh on his lane right now. It's really stupid. Like, dude, like
the old Enchantress Ursa.
Oh my god,
Gaming Gladiators picked, I think, twice.
Dire Ursa. So Rosh switches from daytime to nighttime to different location, right? Daytime he's bottom right, and nighttime he's top left.
Oh, so it's not random.
No,
they should make that random.
It's like daytime is bottom right, and nighttime is top left always. So nighttime, when you're playing Dire, it turns at minute 5. So minute 8 Ursa that had a good lane, like, could take Rosh already
with a guy like a Prophet or an Ench or a Chen or something.
So your Ursa, you win your lane top. It's minute 8. You're just chilling. He could be Roshing anytime. Literally, it's like 50 range away from his tower or something. Like, I'm exaggerating, but like it's literally there. So that's pretty wild.
They made him a lot stronger, right? They gave him 10 plus base armor or something like this as well.
But at the same time, BKB is very nerfed. So all these heroes that relied heavily on their BKB timings, in a sense, they're quite nerfed.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you, you have the map changes, which are obviously huge. I mean,
they're massive.
Arguably the biggest change to Dota we've had in a while.
Yeah.
But I would say, like, for me, the second biggest change is the BKB. Like, this has changed Dota fundamentally now. Like, because this was the one MOBA where you had this bullshit item that added like a dimension to the game where it's like, fuck your spells, fuck this shit. Yeah, I'm immune for 10 seconds, you know? I mean, throughout the years, we've had nerfs to BKB and charges and stuff, but let me just find it. Maybe you have it also there. I want to read the...
I'll pull it. Yeah, Black King Bar reworked. Activating Black King Bar now applies a basic dispel and grants 50% magic resistance and debuff immunity, while its active negative effects from debuffs don't affect you. Plus, you'll have immunity from pure and reflected damage. If Black King Bar expires before the duration of any debuffs, the debuffs will be applied for whatever duration is left.
Yeah.
So essentially, like, it still works. It's still very useful against like silences, against, you know, like debuffs, like all the kind of debuffs, but you do get stunned still.
Yeah.
You know, like Primal Beast will ulti you in BKB.
Yeah.
So that's kind of crazy.
What about, but basic stuns won't work, right?
Depends which ones, but some still do. I guess it's kind of weird. Like, I think to me, like, what it reads like is that some stuns still work. Because, like, for instance, if you get fissured, it's not really a debuff, right? It's like a stun.
Oh, okay. So I haven't gotten to play, and I didn't pay attention if those stuns actually work. But
you can X somebody, like you can Albert somebody in BKB. You can actually stun them. I think you can stun them.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so now the item is like not on a high priority for every game, I guess.
Yeah, but at the same time, all the stuns have been heavily nerfed.
Yes.
So that,
I mean, you say all, but I do feel that there are some that has to come out of this patch way better than others now. Like, when you have a long cooldown stun, like Ravage, that got nerfed, I think it hurts a lot more than, let's say, the Lion, whose stuns got nerfed.
Yeah, no, for sure. But honestly, like, if the carry has like Senjin Yasha, for instance, now, it's like almost impossible to like chain stun them.
Chain stun, yeah.
You can't. Yeah. Like, they're gonna get their stuff off eventually. Like, you really can't stop it.
Yeah, I mean, we saw a lot of these mass auras from Gaming Gladiators.
Yeah,
I mean, every team that also got their hands on Chen, you started seeing these like Greaves, Glimmercade plus some auras, and it became like this guy that you tried to kill. Like, it was very hard to kill anything that you tried to blow up.
So I mean, the thing with Chen and Ench is that they just get the perfect creeps every game, and you cannot stop it. There's so many camps.
There are way too many camps now.
They have like 2 small camps, like so close to them, and they can just double stack them. And eventually, like, you play versus Chen, you always play versus Harpy, and they have the portal, so they can pull their creeps to both lanes.
Oh my god!
So you play versus Chen, both lanes have ice armor on them.
Oh no!
You know, so how do you play against that? It's so hard.
No, I didn't even think of it. The creeps can take the portal.
Yeah, the creeps can take the portal, and so it's 0 effort for them, right? So it's
wow.
Yeah,
I know. Last podcast I was talking about Chen with Misha, and I was like, they need to give this guy some loan, but I didn't mean it like this.
No.
Oh my god!
he got mega buffed.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that's like a big buff for Chen. Let me pull the Chen thing here since we're talking about it.
Yeah, he got some different stuff. They finally changed his passive so that it does something.
Yeah, the passive was very useless. Yeah. He gets the gold now when he takes a creep.
Takes the creep, huge for him. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, his creeps got buffed too. Like, now when he has a shard, it adds 1 level to upgradable abilities of persuaded creeps. So also the creeps are getting buffed. I mean, everything is just good about the hero, but it's mostly like his game and laning presence that are crazy.
The potential is so huge.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing is also with the heroes that have the ability to jungle, or that kind of like being self-sufficient, it's kind of nice now because it's really easy for carries to just like farm jungle early. So there's the jungle, if I'm gonna pull the map back, like, you know, there are, I don't know how to call them, but there are jungles on the edge of the map, like kind of behind enemy towers, like literally north, like top north and top bottom south of the map. Like, these jungles are almost impossible to contest early game. they're just too far from stuff. Like
from the creep waves and stuff.
There's no way your mid laner is ever gonna go there. It's really inefficient. So your mid laner could contest the traditional jungles, but he's definitely not gonna contest these ones. And what I mean is, like, it's really easy for the carries to fall back and quietly farm these camps. They're actually also very close to each other's. These jungles are more efficient to farm than the older ones.
I see.
So what I mean is, like, these Chen and Eng, they can chill if the carry is not having the best time. He's just gonna,
Which we saw a lot. The carries were left alone, and the Chen was just in the jungle
farming.
At Dream League, like for the few games on the new patch.
Yeah,
which seemed to be trending already.
Yeah. And then they hit these timings.
Any LC jungles yet in new games?
No, but there's been jungles. Prophet, Hot Guards, Alchemists. I didn't get LC yet, but yeah.
No, LC yet. Okay.
No, but it's crazy. I mean, Underlord, obviously the first year I thought of, like, I thought of 2 heroes when I read the patches. I was like, Underlord ulti sounds like the dream.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it abused as well right away in the finals.
It's insanely good. It's. I mean, it's probably the best bet in the game, like, given how the map is right now. Like,
it was the first time I saw Underlord Storm being used that way, where Zai would open up the portal for Nisha, and instead of going like Underlord going through it, Nisha joins, and there's like an IO gank, but the guy is calling people to him,
and then he's going back there, right? Like,
and people can go back, or they can switch places if they want. You know, like
Oh, by the way, one thing about switching places, like, you know how, like, switching lanes now is really hard, because side lanes, I mean, because they just keep portaling until they get the right lanes.
Right. Oh my god.
They don't even have to TP anymore.
Fuck is going on the side lanes now, actually, with the portals?
Like, there was this one game where my cores wanted to dodge, like, matchups, and then we're like, it was first game, so we're like, oh guys, they TP, and then I check, I'm like, nah, they didn't TP, they just walked through the fucking portal.
Imagine if you have vision of both portals, like both of the teams, and they're like faking that they're going through all the time, and then they like swap places. Like,
I mean, actually, portal vision in these games is quite important, because often what happens is, like, now you have like the 5 or the 4, they push the lane in, or they pull the wave back, and then they just portal to the other side lane. They gank, and then they come back. And it's very efficient. So you kind of need vision on one of the portals to know what's up. But obviously, I'm just playing pubs here, but
on people to use it?
No cold. I mean, it takes.
I think they should maybe add something so that people couldn't spam it.
It takes 2.5, I think, or 3. I can't remember. 2.5 seconds to channel. Yeah, something like that.
Still very low.
Yeah. So there's that.
But so there's a lot of this. I mean, talking about side lanes and talking about the early game. So they added this other new item, the blood grenade.
Yeah.
And together with the blood grenade, they also changed the value of kills, like the economy a bit overall. I mean, they even wrote somewhere, I don't know where, but in this patch notes that ganking and hero kills is now more value and is more what's it called? Encouraged.
Yeah.
So I think the whole patch is trying, I guess, to draw this picture of, like, you know, you're not gonna get to hit creeps on lanes for free. Like, you're gonna have to run around for that, and people are coming to your lane with blood grenades, and they're gonna try to kill you through portals and stuff. Have you seen it yet? Like the blood grenade being useful?
Yeah,
or is
it's super useful. It's like as soon as it kind of acts like an Aura Venom in a way. As soon as you're a little bit out of position, all of a sudden they have a way to chase you down. Like
15%, 15 damage per second for 5 seconds.
I think it's mostly about the slow, because you start trading with some Ange, for instance, and you trade a little bit too much, and the carry starts running to you. She blood grenades you, and you can't, you know. So it's very. I think it's very good. Like I like it. It's definitely very useful in the used at the right time and in capable hands. It's very nice.
And I'm afraid to. I'm always afraid when something like this happens. Like, I don't want to say it's like my idea, but I know I've been saying this for a long time about the region and how when they added all the couriers, that the way the region worked was so greatly affected on side lanes, and now you could just spam it forever. Now they have an initial and max stock on Clarities, Mango, Styles, and Tangos.
So to be fair, I did not feel that impact yet.
Yeah.
I think they did not reduce it enough to the point where it matters.
Yeah, because the mid laner never buys any of the shit anyway, and you only have 2 side lanes. So
and the side laners don't actually buy them so much because now you have the Lotus that you take. Plus, like regen items for core are cheaper. Like Ring of Health is 700 gold now, so often cores just pick it up. There's not a single game I played where I'm like, oh, god damn it, no more tangos or no more salves or something.
I mean, did you play with an Undying yet? Because he must be feeling the mango nerf a bit.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, that's true. Yeah.
Where's my mango? Undying.
That's true. I did not play with an Undying, actually. That's a good point. I did not think of this one. What else is noticeable? Outposts don't give vision anymore. So that's something.
Right, but now that's a new building, right? That is about vision.
The Watchers. Yeah.
How long is the channel time for those?
It's very quick. It's not written here. It's like a second or something. I would say 1.5 seconds. Yeah. It's very quick.
For Dream League, it was massive attention to the Watchers. I saw everybody would TP forward, click it. There was no.
Wait, it should say here 1.5 second to destroy, 1.5 second to turn them on.
I see.
Yeah, that's for the Watchers. Then you have the Lotuses, all the new camps.
And neutral creep scaling. They scale, the ability scale over time as well now.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I felt that so much. I didn't really feel it myself.
Are you getting rolled over by Chens in pumps?
I mean, Chens are really strong, for sure. They're really strong. What it feels like is their timings are really strong. Their creeps plus all the drums and the mech and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Chen is really strong, yeah. Invis Heroes, I mean, Monkey is amazing because he jumps over trees. So, for instance, he gets to the Twin Gates with 0 effort. Because the Twin Gates, there's a choke point where you have to you have to go around it. It takes some time. It's not so easy to access. You might take 2.5 seconds to channel. You need a good 5 seconds to make your way around it. But Monkey just jumps over it. Stuff like that, So yeah, obviously the Elu heroes, I don't know if you've seen, they're everywhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere. I mean, the Phantom Lancer, even before the first game, as soon as the patch came out and I read the PL changes, I was like, oh dear lord, this sounds insane.
Yeah, PL is super strong. PL is super strong.
Yeah.
He's the highest win rate, I think, of the patch, by far.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. It sounds like the Invis thing plus the Invis nerfs, and then you have PL already, and oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Base attack range from 150 to 225. Everything is so good about it.
I think there's a lot of stuff that's probably yet to be figured out. I'm not saying I'm sure PL is beatable. Probably he is, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure that there's many things that will be figured out because we saw cool concepts already from the official games. But one of the things I saw that was really crazy was the Bristleback games. I don't know if you were looking at those or if you managed to catch any of those.
I did.
Holy shit! When you go behind the tower with the eye or the coddle, and there's ancients everywhere and camps everywhere for the Bristol to farm, and the Ring of Health is cheaper.
Yeah.
What the fuck was this hero there?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. Yeah. I mean, I think obviously, all the Vision heroes are just really high value. That's what it feels like, because the map is so big and it's so hard to control the map. Obviously, Slark is amazing. I mean,
Underlord with boosted travels. Yeah. This kind of stuff must really feel insane to have on your side. Yeah. Coddle with Shard or any hero with travels, really.
Boots of Travel 2 also is going up in value.
Yeah. I mean, they spot that super early on this tool. This build with the Midas, BKB, Blink, Octarine, Travels, and then he bought Travels too, I think, after that.
It's good. It's very good.
Yeah.
Then another big change is the neutral creep. So you get these tokens.
Yes, the tokens.
And now you get to pick between the neutrals, but you gotta pick carefully in a way. I mean, in pubs, it's the jungle, but the neutral that you take it away from your allies, right?
But so how does it work? Do you get the token?
Yeah.
Then you get to wash your choices.
Yeah.
And then you get to still give it to a guy.
No, what you take is yours. You cannot give it.
But you only get one token. I saw some guy I think drop multiple tokens.
Yeah,
like,
you can send the token to the stash, like to the team stash, so that everybody gets the token. But you cannot, once you turned a token into you can't use two tokens yourself. You can only use one.
It's a one-time lottery ticket where you can choose from 5 items.
But once you picked an item, you cannot change it and you cannot give it. It's yours. So,
right.
you know, like this boss 4 Revenge that took the Ring of Aquila, that's it. He's got to hold to the Ring of Aquila till the end of the game, and his Slark can play with the Dragon Scale or something, you know?
Okay, so let's say that he gets 5 choices, he picks something that is not out of the choices.
Yeah.
Do the other choices re-roll for the other guys then?
That's what I'm, like, not sure about, because it feels like every time I can pick, I wonder if you can have 2 times the same items. That's what I'm...
Let's read it. Let's find it here.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever seen 2 times the same items. But at the same time, it feels like I can click on whatever I want. So let me see. I'm going to find it here too. Neutral creeps. Items update. Maybe it's not here. Okay, neutral creeps no longer drop. You can click on your neutral token to choose one of 5 random neutral items of the token's tier, and the token will permanently turn into one of those. Each hero has their own selection of random items. Having multiple tokens on the same hero results in the same selection of items, as the options are fixed per player, not per token. Tokens are fully shareable and may be sent to neutral stash. Neutral claimed from tokens are not shareable anymore and cannot be taken from stash by allies. Items will be muted in their inventory similarly to regular items. It doesn't say if you can have twice the same.
But I guess, to me, the way I read it, you could roll 2 Aquilas, like at the same time even.
Yeah.
It doesn't say you can't. But what if you get like some out-of-the-world universal luck, you know, like you keep rolling, everybody's like rolling multiple items, and like let's say they all pick at the same time. Then you might have one guy who only has 2 choices left on the shitty token. Because he got unlucky.
Yeah, maybe.
He got to choose last, you know?
But to be fair, I haven't played a single game where I didn't have 5 choices out of my tokens, so not sure how it works.
But maybe it depends on when you click it, if you're clicking at the same time. Because if he clicks it and chooses, and then you click, it makes sense that it will give you new choices.
Yeah.
Because there aren't 25 tier 1 items. Like,
no.
It has to be going through the same stuff.
Yeah.
So I just wonder what happens when people click it at the same time. But yeah, I guess this will be a meta of its own, right? It's like, which neutral item is the most important for your lineup, like potentially, and give it to that guy first, or last, so he gets a higher chance of getting it. I don't fucking know.
I mean, I'm already feeling the faded brooch. I'm so happy it's back. It's really nice, and the movement speed on this map is everything. Like having movement speed feels so good on this map.
Right.
Yeah.
They changed something about day and night time for all heroes right now. Something else about movement speed, I think.
Yeah, I missed that actually. The update is so big. Let's find it. What did they change about it?
And the ogre and Medusa changes I found quite funny too.
All units now gain 15 movement speed during the night. Effect doubled for heroes, but it can be broken for 5 seconds upon attacking or taking damage from non-player control source, similar to Tranquil Boots.
Oh, okay, interesting. So everybody gets like a small movement speed buff during night. Will make rotations and ganking stronger, I guess.
But it's kind of nice for some, like Spirit Breaker, for instance, right? Like some heroes, for some heroes, it matters. Like, it's kind of nice.
Bro, I'm sure Viper is also feeling like a king at nighttime now.
Yeah.
Even Venomancer's like, hell yeah, turn it on again.
Yeah.
Live pick me Night Stalker.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. So many changes. Like, I'm just scrolling through quickly. I mean, the amount of changes in this batch, but which is what I really love as well. Like, I was watching all the Dream League games just the patch shit, and you get the same feeling that the pros don't know what's good, and it's a LAN, so often it's going to turn into a lot of fighting and running at each other and stuff. But I really like that people found something that they like Mika kept picking the Sven, or like he picked it 2 times, and he had his own build and his own style. Like, people are reading these patch notes and coming to conclusions, and they'll be proven right or proven wrong. They'll feel like they're really smart or really stupid. And I love it, you know, like for me too, I can't wait to play more of this myself. I haven't gotten to play yet because I'm on the move. But when I'm also going to be going to as analyst for Berlin. I can't wait to watch more of this, like, and yeah, try to get into.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting, and I think what's also particularly interesting is that maybe it's. I mean, now it's just from pubs, so I don't know in competitive yet, but it feels like mid laners have like a free game almost all the time. Like they're kind of free to impact the game however they want to. Because nobody really rotates to like their side, you know.
Oh, to the middle lane anymore. Like people are sitting mid.
So the mid is like the least important objective. The mid tower, it feels like. Because everything happens on side lanes early game. Rosh is on side lanes. Tormentors are on side lanes.
The Tormentors.
So it feels like really low value to kind of have to go mid and help your mid laner too much. Maybe still like helping him with the rune so that he can help you back on side lanes after. That's good. But going to siege the mid tower and stuff, it actually feels pretty bad.
So you also have...
so they get the runes, they get the bounty runes, they get their levels, they get to stack and farm their stacks if they want to.
Yeah.
Like they get to do a lot. And yeah, they're kind of free to, you know, to unleash what their plan was for the game. So I feel like mid is back to being like really, really, really high impact.
So would you still say that it's more about moving around, or could you get away with like the Shadow Fiend or the Morphling mid?
I think if the enemy mid starts moving around and you don't,
you feel really bad.
Yeah, I think you might just get stomped.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like, because he's gonna, you know, like there's so many angles to attack now too. It's like you can't just like hold the tower, by the way. Like you can't just stay under your tier 1. If they're really committing to an area, they will take the area, whatever that is, and however early that is. Because like there's like 5 or 6 flank angles on tier 1s now that can come from literally every side.
All the way around.
All the way
no
around.
Tree line, no edge of the map.
Nothing
to use as your wall against the back.
Yeah, there's barely nothing to protect you from under towers. Like there's a tower range, but if somehow they can tank it, which they often can, then you just die. So you know, like you see sometimes like really, really aggressive dives like really early, and if you don't have a way to stop it or to stabilize that I think the game can just crumble really quickly.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, I mean, we'll see how it looks like for vision and movement terrain and movement speed, but I mean, my headcanon or my initial read is, like the map just became so strong that Dota might be a lot more about this. I mean, it's been like this for a while in a way. Like Tundra have been really a lot about already playing on the map and the map that's there. But now I don't dare to say that it's going to remain the same, because it might be like a big gank fiesta instead, where it's worth it to 4 or 5 man gank for 1 or 2 kills. I don't know the economics.
I mean, I think the team that is the smartest at using the map will always win. Honestly, right now, it's a lot about map movement, and it's really hard because you have so many plays. Each heroes has so many plays. It's not like before. Like it's like, oh, I can either lane or I can jungle. It's like I can either lane or I can gank, or I can like gank both lanes. I can TP, I can portal, I can go to 4 different jungles. I can like
all you fucking people claiming you suck in Herald, is really important. You listen right now. There's more to Dota.
There's like
the fucking lane and jungles.
There's like so many. Each heroes honestly has like so many different decisions they can make, and that starts like really early in the game. So I think a well-coordinated team that moves kind of smoothly and efficiently around the map, it's really hard to beat it if you don't match that aspect.
I see. I mean, there's maybe an element of it's harder to choke an enemy inside the base now as well.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of good to have. But I mean, again, I don't know how it will look like in action.
It's kind of harder. Like they're gonna have ground that they can farm. At the same time, like once you control the side lanes, it's funny because now it's about the side lanes. Like you need to control the side lanes, like the edges of the map, kinda, because that's where they lurk. Once you control that, they're gonna naturally go on your side, and then you just gonna chase them in a way. But it really feels like it's mostly about side lanes. It feels like the mid area is like, I don't want to say it's like a dead area, but honestly, it kind of feels like...
There's not much going on there with... I mean, there's no real objectives other than a creep wave and a few of the neutral camps, right?
Yeah,
like,
and even these neutral camps are kind of far from each other's, honestly.
Yeah.
They're much further away from each other's than the edge of the map, like jungles, where they're much closer and it feels very natural, like going from one camp to the other. And also the ground around the mid area is much more exposed. It's bigger. It's like these big...
They changed the mid lane, right, as well a bit. Like this, it got stretched as well with more flat ground on the tower side.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
So I do think that with that, I don't know if you remember, but you remember when there was a lot of range from the tower to the downhill. You had the meta of like Shadow Fiends and Snipers that would just they win the free waves and then they shut down the other guy completely. Like you couldn't touch creeps anymore.
I mean, I think if we had to pick like a last topic to go over, I think the matchmaking, we should go over it. I don't know if you read the changes to matchmaking.
A little bit. So now the MMR is no longer based on a fixed amount, and then there's the thing you're picking you're picking your team, right?
It's like an in-house league now.
Yeah, which is great. I mean, this aspect I think can be great.
Yeah, so you get the 2 captains. It's the highest MMR players in the game.
Nice. Sit down, everybody.
Yeah, the 8 others are just waiting. You have this interface where you see the 8 kind of profile. So you see their name, you see their rank, and you see their favorite roles, which they can also change in the middle. Because it's funny, because sometimes you have like, I don't know, you don't have a carry player, and then all of a sudden this guy that had soft support is like carry. You're like, bro, come on, like you just want to be on the team. And it really feels like everybody's trying not to be the last pick, because last pick is kind of shame.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's the best part about the in-house leagues. Is like
you don't want to be
last pick. Yeah, you have to work your way out though.
Yeah, exactly. So then you have this meta already, because if you pick unbalanced ranked teams, like like the average MMR is too high, you play for +10 or -40, and the other team plays for +40 or -10. So
and they're more motivated. They're
much more.
Lower ranks. Yes.
So you have this meta where like it's already evolving. At first, people were like, "Oh, okay, I get I don't know. Oh, there's like Thompson, there's Miracle One. I just click them instantly, and they're on my team, and we feel good." But eventually, you might win 3 times, and that's +30. But eventually, you lose once because something happened, and then that's a -40. So now you have to get the highest. The cheapest, like the highest, like the best. Cheapest. No, but like the best
cheapest
price ratio. How to call it? Like quality price ratio. Like he's cheap, like he's low MMR, but he's kind of okay or good. So
of course,
so he has high value. This is what you're looking. This is what you're after.
This is fantastic. This has got to be one of the best.
It's really fun. I think
matchmaking,
the player draft is almost as fun as the game itself. It's really funny.
Oh my god! And then, do people get to write in chat?
They get to all chat and they get to suggest picks. So some people suggest themselves, like they spam suggest, or they suggest others, or there's like a meta that's developing, but it's really funny.
Yeah, but it's so funny, and you can already see it. I'm sure it's already happened 100 times. It's like one guy gets picked, and then some guy in chat is like, "Don't pick me with this guy. I will feed."
No, like... and what's actually crazy, I noticed today, because I got for the first time, people can party, but they can also get picked on different teams on party. So,
that's hilarious.
So the party splits, but what's really stupid is like you have these like guys that get split and they're like, I'm just gonna give MMR to my friend. Like this actually happens. So that's really lame actually. Like I had this Prophet jungle this morning. Like he's just jungling with Prophet. Like he's just riffing the game because he's giving his friend. Like
I would love to. I love the system that you could queue with your friend, because that's what you usually did. Like you don't care about being on the same team.
So you should be able to like that's nice. But I feel like if they're party, you should at least know in a way, because you don't even see it in the you know what I mean, like you have no way of knowing that there is a party queue and that these guys queued together.
So my favorite system was the old Dota League system on live browser, where you could queue with your friends and you're getting in like these 10-man lobbies, and the only thing that you made sure of is that you're in the same game, but you didn't make sure that you're on the same team. And for me, that was always like so much fun to be win or against my friend. Like it comes with a different type of like game, right? Like you're either playing to fuck your friend or you're playing to win together. And yeah, I really like that you can have the option to queue with your friend, but I don't think it should be like that. Like people shouldn't expect to be always in the same team. But that's my take. Yeah. But no, I think it's one of the best takes that Valve have taken on matchmaking. Like, I love it.
It's super nice. And they can suggest like their preferred team, so you can highlight whether you would rather be on Radiant or Dire. Like, you know what I mean?
Depending on the captain and stuff.
Yeah, and sometimes you pick somebody and then they switch instant. Like, I don't want to be with this guy, you know? Like, it's really funny because you have like all the 8 cards that are flashing in and out information. I'm like, I'm support. Okay, no, I'm carry. Okay, now I'm Radiant.
It's like Mali Hamburger goes Dire, everybody else goes Radiant.
Yes, everybody's like Radiant, and you can spam click it, so you can like, you know what I mean? Like, it keeps highlighting like, I want to be Radiant, I want to be Radiant. Yes. It's really funny. It's really funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's actually fuck.
Yeah, the player draft is so fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. And I love the last pick. Like, I don't know, I grew up in also the G Arena and IRC. Like, I've been last picked so many times too. And when you get the motivation, like, one day you'll become the captain, right? Dude, and you get to pick.
And sometimes, like today, this Jungle Prophet, he was last pick. And last pick is automatically assigned, right?
Yeah.
So I got him. He queued minus, went jungle. I'm like, okay, well, I lost. I got him, you know.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny. That's really good. Yeah, that's really good.
It's very nice, actually. It's I think it's a great change. Like, it's refreshed MMR completely. Like as in like matchmaking games, like it's much more fun.
I see it.
There's much more to these games now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna have to wrap it up here. I mean, there's so much to talk about in this. I might do another maybe deeper patch analysis for the major and before the major. But for now, I think we went over some good points, but like I said, if people really want to break this down, you're gonna have to read it yourself multiple times or watch. Yeah, you can go. I don't know if Burge made one yet, but usually he has, you know, these 8-hour breakdowns. Make sure to check it out if you did one, because they can be quite insightful too. But yeah, this is what I love about the patches. There's so much speculation, and 98% of it is usually gonna turn into like a big fat scam. Like, it was never really good. It was just good because people didn't figure it out yet.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I mean, I want to give a big thanks to also Valve for putting this out there, you know, and like making this happen now.
Yeah, that's a big amount of work. That must have been an insane amount of work.
I still think about it, being the guy who has to update all the terrain, you know?
Yeah.
Like all the terrain skins, they now have to be extended.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how much work they must have put into this, honestly. I like that you highlight that. Yeah, props to them.
Yeah, no, but I also think this is really important for the health of the game. Like, I know that I was talking to Misha and Lizard last podcast about there's actually been, you know, new players much more in the last 3-4 years than there was before that. Like young players. We see Artem on our team, BZM, but also Team Spirit and all these guys. And I think the reason why they're still here and loving the game is still because it has these it has this flow, it has this life of changing and not being the same game. So yeah, I'm just happy we have had this now. Yeah, 100%. We didn't even talk about the Universal Heroes. No, that's for next time. Yeah. But yeah, a whole new branch as well. Oof. Oh, well, any final comments? Any final advice for people out there trying to rank up?
Honestly, good luck. All I have is good luck. That's all I have. Like at this point, only luck can help you. Good luck to me too. Good luck to everybody. It's just, it's a journey. It's a journey.
I agree. I think this is going to be a journey for everyone.
Yeah.
And if I were you watching, I would start with the Invis Heroes on my journey.
For sure.
Not the other side.
Do yourself a favor. Pick yourself a Nyx, a Bonnie, or Ricky. Just chill, run around, do your thing. You're ready.
All of a sudden, they're out of sentries. You steal their gem, and now what can they do?
It's like they're done. They're literally done.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. But lovely. I'm hyped. What patch number is this event?
733.
733.
Yeah.
I am pleased with 733 so far.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's really good. It's really good for sure.
Yeah, that's it for this time. amazing patch, amazing 7.33. But we'll be doing more, or I'll be doing more in this coming week. I'll be at the Berlin Major as an analyst. And a quick side note is that we'll also be hosting the Monkey Business Show at Level Global in Berlin for the remainder of the playoff days. Be sure to check it out if you like the other shows that we've had. And I can't wait to see you guys there. See you for the major. I can't wait to see more Dota, new Dota. And I get to be in a golden seat. I get to analyze, talk shit, and ruin people's pops if I want.
Looking forward to it.
Be watching stuff?
Yeah, of course. Nice, I'll be watching.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice. And of course, cheer for OG. It's gonna be a bloodbath. Dota right now is so hard and so competitive in Europe, and for Berlin, we're gonna have incredible teams from all over the world.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's really gonna be crazy. I'm looking forward to it very much.
Just last thing. Which region do you think will come out on top from after this patch? Like just initially.
I think EU still. I think EU.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, well that's it. Thanks everyone. Have a good one. See you soon.
Thank you. See you soon.